We have become more and more disconnected from deeper living sources of meaning. Humankind seems misdirected. Instead of evolving, we're machining. And that sense of lacking is constantly attacking the thick walls that are now cracking. We stand at the threshold of system breakdown. Unsure of which worldview to pursue, which prophecy to fulfill, still struggling to chew that red pill. Responsibility is hard. God knows it's hard. But it's an important skill. It takes courage and strong will, and we're learning still because we have some pretty big shoes to fill. The problem of the change that needs to happen is to gather a we that can act together. An agency that can navigate this stormy weather, that can stay lucid through the bad dreams, that doesn't get swept away by the main streams. Who will throw the first cornerstone as we frame our destiny? We're to build that bridge into the foggy future as all the towers fall. We are trying to correct the defective, connect the connective, and collect the collective imaginary. But who are we? The half-baked planetary civilization, dormant in the force of myths and metaphors, desperate and hopeful, united and scattered, we who lost track of what really mattered. Battling that paradox that is weaved into the very fabric of our world. The modality of the change required is fundamentally relational in nature. Our response to this historical moment is about the tribe, the crew. Me, you, us. And thus, only through sailing our relationships will we get to shore to see the dawn of a new metaphor. When we practice intuition, when we truly listen, we know what is right. Because if the eye is unobstructed, the result is sight. Through the fear and resistance we thrust, driven by that longing, that lust, slowly learning that life is a story about trust. No bird ever knew that it could fly before it flew. Yet they hurl themselves into the sky, and we can too. Old ways will wither and die as soon as we try something new, but we cannot be sure what is true until we spit out the pill that is blue, and before we do, we will not fill that shoe. It's built into the design. We need to consciously make the choice to wake up, to stare straight into the face of the earth, and with no eyelids witness the birth, the surging, the beautiful mess and purging of consciousness emerging. Hey, this is us. This is the we you've been looking for, ready to initiate a global heartwarming, cruising the confusing and finding it amusing. We who found that beyond the curtain of tragic, the scene is bursting with magic. We will hug our skeletons, gently put them to bed, be more forgiving, so that we, before we are dead, may lose and call it living. We will take responsibility for the things we learn until the lesson doesn't need to return. Allowing sacred gifts to grow from below and above. The gift of wisdom, the gift of courage and love. Emergence. To live, grow, be, then die. Remembering and forgetting that before there was we, there was I, unseparated from everything, whole and wonderful in my unwoven self, the lack of you and me in perfect unity. Thank you.